Welcome to another episode of the Jam Pack Report today for April the 20th of 2021. Of course, my name is Samuel Adams, and this is a daily gaming news podcast meant to bring you the hottest news you need to know from around the industry, hosted on YouTube and podcast services around the world 5 days a week. It's your one-stop shop for everything you need to know. So if you enjoy the show and you like what you see, hit that subscribe button and keep coming back for more. But in the world of Xbox and PlayStation, we saw two big pieces of news that dropped that are very, very good for players. And we'll start things off on the Xbox side, where Xbox Cloud Gaming for Windows 10 PCs and Apple phones and tablets begin as a limited beta for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members. The circle is finally getting to that point of completion. Quote, "Our mission at Xbox is to empower you to play the games you want with the people you want anywhere you want," writes Catherine Gluckstein, Vice President and Head of Product at Project xCloud. "Simply put, we believe games have the power to connect humanity, and it's our mission to make gaming more accessible to people around the world. As we shared at the end of last year, we are bringing Xbox to more players on more devices via the cloud this year. Starting today, we'll begin sending out invites to select Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members to start testing the Xbox Cloud Gaming Limited Beta for Windows 10 PCs and Apple phones and tablets via web browsers. We are launching Xbox.com/play, where invitees can play over 100 Xbox Game Pass titles through Edge, Google Chrome, or Safari. Offering cloud gaming through the browser and having a simplified universal landing page presents a great opportunity to make cloud gaming approachable to more players in more places over time. The limited beta is our time to test and learn. We'll send out more invites on a continuous basis to players in all 22 supported countries, evaluate feedback, continue to improve the experience, and add support for more devices. Our plan is to iterate quickly and open up to all Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members in the coming months so more people have the opportunity to play Xbox in all new ways. Those who receive an invite just need a compatible Bluetooth or USB connected controller, or can use custom touch controls for more than 50 games to start playing and testing. In the early stages of beta, we'll begin focusing on fine-tuning features and creating a consistent experience across platforms while making sure games are running their best. For more information on how to play, an updated list of supported devices, and release notes, you can visit the Support Hub. This is an exciting step on our journey to bring gaming to the 3 billion players around the world. Thanks so much for helping us shape cloud gaming from the early days in preview to today. Quite simply, we could not have done it without you." Very big moves here, and this is incredibly significant because of the install size of the Apple user base. iPhones are incredibly popular, and they're one of the most popular mobile apparatuses for gaming and communicating in general. I myself have an Apple device that I want to play cloud gaming experiences on, and my iPhone 11 is going to quickly become my go-to cloud gaming platform because it's what I have on me at all times. It is my cloud gaming experience that is just waiting to happen. When cloud gaming became a bigger part of what Xbox has to offer, I actually ordered an Android tablet, and it's been a fantastic device in the interim, but still the convenience of being able to boot up Xbox Cloud Gaming on my mobile device of choice, my iPhone 11, is something that can't be replaced. And to be able to buy stuff like the new Backbone controller that everybody in the industry is raving about is a fantastic opportunity to really take cloud gaming and make it into a handheld gaming device akin to that of a PlayStation Vita or a Nintendo Switch, and to be able to play the biggest Xbox franchises on day one as new games launch is incredibly powerful, and yet another big addition for the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate membership. Very excited to try this out. I have not received any invite as of right now, but I'm looking forward to keeping an eye on my inbox, and I do hope that I get one as they continue to roll out. So I'll let you guys know when I do get in, and who knows, we could do a hands-on video of some kind, but very interested to see how the engineers behind the scenes got xCloud working in a browser format. Incredibly powerful kind of approach there. Now, breaking out of the mobile space and into the Windows 10 side of this, I might be even more excited about this because I'm somebody who, like many of you, probably have some kind of low-end laptop or maybe even a Chromebook that I might use as a daily driver, specifically thinking about college courses and for college students who might have these lower-end $200 to $300 laptops. You no longer have to have a high-end graphics card. You no longer have to have a high-end CPU. You only need to have a compatible browser installed on your machine, and you can get access to some of gaming's biggest franchises right then and there. And I would love to see that come into the limelight and become a go-to way for players to play. For me, I have a Dell XPS from roughly 2015, if I remember correctly, and I would love to play games on it in my day-to-day life, and I absolutely will once that becomes available. So if you do want to tune in and you do want to play games on the go, again, if you are a Game Pass Ultimate member, keep your eye on your inbox, and then you will head over to xbox.com/play, which right now has more information about the project itself. And of course, you can add that to your iPhone or iOS device home screen and get ready to play when the time comes. In the meantime, some good news has come from the PlayStation blog. The PlayStation Store on PS3 and PlayStation Vita will continue operations. This news comes just a couple of weeks after it was announced that PlayStation 3 and Vita PlayStation stores would be closing this summer. Jim Ryan, president and CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment, writes, quote, "Recently, we notified players that PlayStation Store for PS3 and PlayStation Vita devices was planned to end this summer. Upon further reflection, however, it's clear that we made the wrong decision here. So today, I am happy to say that we will be keeping the PlayStation Store operational for PS3 and PS Vita devices. PSP Commerce functionality will retire on July 2nd, 2021 as planned. When we initially came to the decision to end purchasing support for PS3 and PS Vita, it was born out of a number of factors, including commerce support challenges for older devices and the ability for us to focus more of our resources on newer devices where a majority of our gamers are playing on. We see now that many of you are incredibly passionate about being able to continue purchasing classic games on PS3 and PS Vita for the foreseeable future, so I'm glad we were able to find a solution to continue operations. I'm glad that we can keep this piece of our history alive for gamers to enjoy while we continue to create cutting-edge new game worlds for PS4, PS5, and the next generation of VR. Thank you for sharing your feedback with us. We are always listening and appreciate the support from our PlayStation community. Very good move here because of the value of having these legacy games available across all devices. A lot of people still play PSP, PS Vita, and PS3, and while that PSP store is still winding down this summer, that's something that is somewhat understandable because, again, that is a very, very old device. But if you look to the PS3, and especially to the PlayStation Vita, these consoles are still largely relevant, and a lot of these games are still getting players week to week. Not nearly as many as on PS4 or PS5, but it's still relevant enough to keep around. These stores will close eventually, but because of fan feedback, it seems they are going to be sticking around a bit longer. And again, this has brought up a very important conversation in the industry about preservation, about keeping these experiences alive, because developers around the world have worked for decades to make experiences across Xbox, Nintendo, and PlayStation hardware, and to see them go away at the blink of an eye, just on a random date sometime in the summer, and become completely and totally unavailable is something that's a huge bummer, especially for people like me that might have grown up playing these games or that might have never gotten the chance to experience some of these games. They would eventually just be lost to history for those that don't already own them, and eventually somewhat forgotten. So to see this legacy continued on is certainly a positive piece of news from the PlayStation community, but make no mistake, they will go away eventually. So now is your chance to get in there, buy some of these games, and really show the value of this legacy hardware and show that it still has plenty of life left in it. So again, if you do want to download any PSP games that you don't already own, that PlayStation Portable store is going to close on July 2nd, 2021 as planned. So definitely keep that in mind. But for those that are on Vita and PlayStation 3, you still have plenty of life left in the tank. One thing I did bring up on Twitter, though, is I want to know how this impacts the developers behind the scenes that had something in development for PlayStation Vita that then canceled their project because it was no longer applicable to them or available to them to bring the game to the PlayStation Vita. Will Sony reverse these decisions and allow new games to go up on the PlayStation Store? Will these developers resume operations? What was that disrupt like? because this is something that seems to be very, very confusing, very, very difficult for developers, and it's a bummer because it seems like it's mixed messaging. A lot of developers that aren't the biggest of the big didn't hear about the closing of the PlayStation Store until the blog post itself went out, and so that threw a wrench in their entire system. Some of these games have been in development for a very long time. Now, they were just kind of being tossed out to the trash. And now they have an opportunity to come back, potentially. That's still kind of a developing operation, but I've seen a couple of developers tweet on Twitter that they aren't sure if they are going to continue Vita development. It seems they want to, but Sony has not given a definitive word on when they can submit games for approval yet again, as of the recording of this video. So we'll see how that goes. But ultimately, a move in the right direction to where people can still buy games, and hopefully developers can continue developing for especially the PlayStation Vita, which still has a very, very vibrant community. One that is small, one that is niche, but Vita Island is still alive for sure. Exciting times, and I'm glad to see this post go out today. But that rounds out today's episode of the Jam Pack Report. If you enjoyed today's show, drop me a like down below and let me know what stories caught your eye, but specifically, how do you feel about Xbox Cloud Gaming coming to iOS devices? If you aren't already an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate member, would this convince you to give it a shot? And on top of that, will you be buying or playing PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita games now that the store is staying open? Would love to hear what you have to say. But until tomorrow, you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon, and peace.